We're demonstrating a traditional athletic taping job for the ankle. We start with the spray adhesive called Tough Skin. We spray this around the foot and ankle, and then we use this light foam called pre-wrap. This sticks to the adhesive, and then we put the tape job on top of the pre-wrap. So we do the pre-wrap about like we're similar to how we're going to do the ankle. And we kind of take it a little bit more down. And the pre-wrap kind of sticks to itself. Then we put anchor strips in the lower leg, and these have to be at a little bit of an angle. We can't just put them straight across. We have to follow the contour of the foot. So there's an upper anchor. We don't want to put a lot of stretch on this. We just lay the tape on, tear it with a quick impulse type motion. Usually put 3 anchor strips up on the top one. Two at the bottom. Be sure on the bottom that you don't put this on too heavily, or the patient, when their foot starts to splay a little bit, it's going to be quite painful. So be sure, especially on this metatarsal one, that we don't put the tape on too tight. It's got to be snug, but just you don't want to be too tight, or that person is not going to like you in about 10 minutes. Come on. There we go. Now the first part of the tape job, I'm going to use this black tape, and it's going to be stirrups, just like stirrups on a horse. It's important that the patient keeps their foot dorsiflexed, and this is part of the tough, because if they let it come down a little bit, the tape is not going to be tight, it's going to be loose, it's not going to be effective. So because we're taping for a inversion sprain, a lateral sprain, we're going to start on the outside of the foot from the upper anchor. Going to smooth it on as we put it down. It's going to go up the side of the foot, tear it, smooth it down. That's the first stirrup. Now sometimes some of the trainers will put 3 stirrups on and then 3 of what we call the horseshoes. I'm going to alternate the stirrups with the horseshoes. The horseshoes start at the metacarpal ankle, metatarsal anchor down here, and go around the back of the foot, back down to the anchor down here by the toes. So I put one of those on, and then we'll keep that up there. We'll put on another stirrup, a little bit overlapping the previous one. Smooth them down as you put them on there. We'll put another horseshoe on here, overlying that first one, slightly overlapping it. And what's happening here, it's as we're overlying it, you can see the different the horseshoes and stirrups. We usually use 3 of each, and this is called a Basketweave or open Basketweave tape job. The stirrups and horseshoes help stabilize the lateral part of the ankle. And we use this instead of the Kinesiotape on certain cases where there's a lot of instability. The Kinesiotape works great, but sometimes if there's a lot of instability, we'll use either the Elasticon tape or regular traditional athletic tape like this because it is firmer and gives a little bit greater support. We do Kinesiotape most of the time, but there's still a time and place for traditional athletic tape. So that's the stirrups and the horseshoes. The next thing we're going to go to is called a figure 4 or figure 8. So we go under the foot, around the top of the foot, around the back of the ankle, and down. We might do this a couple times. For the demonstration, I'm only going to do it once. So that would be your figure 8. And then we're going to do what we call a heel lock. So heel lock starts at the back of the heel. It's going to come under the foot and cross the back of the heel. So here's where we're getting the heel lock. Gotta be careful as you're doing this. There's the heel lock right there. It's going to go under, and then it's going to lock the other side. Those are the two heel locks. And we can either stop here and put strips of tape around, or sometimes we will just wrap it up the leg and finish the tape job like that. So that's the traditional athletic tape job for the ankle, and it's really locked in there. It's not going anyplace. So there is occasion that we'll still use the traditional athletic taping job to stabilize an ankle.